Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's live Amplivo presentation. We'll be starting this, not in a few minutes, we'll be starting this right now. But what can you expect to see on this call? You'll see in this presentation, we're going to talk about the plastic waste problem and the effect it's having on our planet it is today. I'm sure that everyone that's on this call has already been briefed by the person who invited you a little bit about what this is about. But the plastic waste pollution is a huge problem. It was our creation. Our generations need to sort this out for future generations. So we're going to talk about the plastic waste problem. We're also going to talk about the company behind a solution to the plastic pollution. We have the solution to plastic pollution, and that is Corsair Group International. We're also going to discuss the revolution of the CSR plastic credits and how it can help our planet. And last but not least, we're going to talk about the Amplivo business and how it could be an online business just for you that you could do from home, and how it can also help our planet to rid the plastic waste. Okay, so before we actually bounce straight into the presentation, what I'm going to do is just do a small disclaimer of liability. We are independent partners and not financial advisors. The services offered by Corsair is that of a plastic waste removal service and thus not a financial product. The CSR plastic credit is provided as evidence of support for the combined mission of Amplivo and the Corsair Group to remove plastic waste from our environment or your environment. As such, no financial license is required for this acquisition. Okay, so with that out of the way, the next question I want to ask everybody is, are you eating plastic? Well, in fact, yes, you are. We're all ingesting approximately 5 grams of microplastics every week. Now, I realize everyone says, well, I don't eat plastic. Well, in actual fact, you are. External case studies. In fact, there's a case study here from the World Wildlife Foundation, and you can check that out on yourplasticdiet.org. But it takes you approximately about 1 week to eat a credit card, because that's about 5 grams. There's no getting away from it. But how can this be? How can this happen? As we know, the plastic pollution is totally devastating. We have a solution, but you need to know why you're ingesting plastic. I don't know how many people have actually been down to an actual landfill. Pretty horrible, smelly, dirty, disgusting places. They're not nice places to be. But a big proportion of what's in those landfills is plastic, like you're going to be seeing just when we pass this truck here. And a lot of it is plastic. So what happens with this plastic? When it's been in the landfill for a little while, it starts oxidizing and leaching out microplastic. If it leaches out microplastics, it can get into our water table. If it gets into our water table, it's in our food chain. In our food chain, we're eating plastic. Some people say, well, there's other solutions. We could burn it. Well, burning's not a great solution or a long-term solution either, because you heard the story here about the microplastics, water table, food chain, eating plastic. Well, the reverse scenario is if you burn it, the microplastics can go into the sky and we wind up breathing it. So it's a catch-22. So neither solution is long-term. What I wanted to do now is touch on the company that has a solution to the plastic pollution. And that's Corsair Group International, who develop sustainable solutions against the pollution of our planet. And how do they do this? They have a process for the transformation of plastic waste into advanced bio-oil. Now, we all know oil was originally derived or was originally made from oil out of the ground. All we're doing is turning that plastic waste into its original state, which is oil. Absolutely fantastic process. So the easiest way we can talk about a true circular economy, just start with a plastic bag, end of life, you put it through the machine, back to oil, it can remake a plastic bag again or other plastic products. Some people might say, is there a demand for this product? Whoa, the demand is huge, massive. New European international laws demand for this type of oil. Very, very much so. The oil itself Just going back a step here, not only at our pump, should I say, where we get our diesel and gasoline, but also in the remaking of new plastic products. Huge demand. Demand will far outstrip the supply for many, many, many years to come. The oil itself is also very high quality. It has low contents of sulfur and CO2, which is absolutely fantastic for our environment. And last but not least, the actual transformation process has zero environmental impact. Yes, you heard me, zero environmental impact. The process takes place without polluting, which again is fantastic for our environment. Corsair Group started its first facility in Bangkok, Thailand in August 2020. Now, the Bangkok 1 plant at this present time has 3 operating units that every month convert 400,000 kilos of plastic waste into 300,000 liters of advanced bio oil. Absolutely brilliant. But as you're going to see over the coming months and years to follow with development, the Bangkok 1 plant will go from 3 machines to much larger, probably 10 machines, but more about that as we go along. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play a little video. And this video is a walk through the Bangkok 1 plant with our CEO, Jussi Salaranta. So sit back and relax.
How are you doing, guys? Welcome to our Bangkok production facility. Now, let me take you on a small tour just to show you guys around on what happens in this facility on a day-to-day basis. Welcome. The process begins with the raw material. What we use here at the facility is your standard household plastic garbage, your plastic bags, your wrapping materials, and your packaging products. They get delivered for us to the facility. We prefer them to be as dry and as clean as possible, but as you can see, for example, here, it can be also very dirty. What we do is we take this raw material and we load it into the chamber of the machine. Now let's go take a look more closer. The plastic waste gets loaded into the machine through this hatch at the end of the chamber. Once the chamber has been loaded, we start to apply heat to the plastic. We do not burn the plastic. There is no flame at any point touching the plastic itself. We're simply applying heat to the plastic. What happens when we apply heat is that the plastic starts to convert into 2 elements: gases and smoke. Now, the gases gets channeled back into the process where we can use those gases to create more heat to the system itself. In that way, the system is actually fueling itself while we run the process. The smoke now gets channeled through our distillation system and then finally converted into the liquid form. Let's go take a look a little bit closer. Now, what happens with the distillation system is that we create 2 types of oil products. We have a light oil, which is very similar in character to gasoline, and we have something called the heavy oil, which is more similar in character to diesel. What you can see here at the very end of the process is oil now flowing out from the machine which is currently running. This oil can later on be refined to become your normal commercial gasoline or diesel or kerosene jet fuel for the airplanes. What we here at Corsair are primarily focused at the moment is to use this oil as a raw material to manufacturing new plastic products. And by doing so, reducing the amount of new oil that needs to be pumped out inside the ground to produce your normal household plastic products. So what we are really focusing is to recycle the old plastic bags to become the raw material to make new plastic bags. But we also supply some of this oil to the fuel industry to be made your gasoline, diesel, and airplane fuel. This is what it's all about. Taking your normal average household waste, your plastic bags, your wrapping materials, your packaging products, which would normally end up in the landfill or in the worst case scenario into the oceans. We're taking all that garbage and we're converting it into something good and something useful. That is what we are all about. Thank you.
Just wanted to say here, it's a great video link. If you don't have a link to that video, please go to the Amplivo International YouTube channel or get back to the person who invited you, and I'm sure that they can provide you with a link. Now, I'm sure everyone would like to know, what is the rollout? What's the Corsair roadmap over the next coming months and years? Well, the roadmap project development is as follows. Under big development at the moment, in fact, installation and commissioning stage is Bangkok 2, where 2 machines are going to go into a facility right next door to Bangkok 1. Okay, and what these will do, these machines will be up and running very soon, and they too will be eliminating plastic waste and turning into advanced bio oil. We also have government and commercial agreements in Northern Europe, Seychelles, Ghana, South Thailand, the Philippines, UK, Ireland, and soon the USA. But I'm sure that everyone has seen in the groups, or you've been told about it, is that the first project in Europe is almost there, almost starting. In fact, it should be up and running very, very, very shortly. The machine, part of the machine's in place. We're just waiting for the larger piece of the machine to arrive. And then once that's in place, once it's assembled and commissioned, the first European project will be up and running. Okay, so what's the rollout over the next coming years? Well, up here on the right-hand side, you can see where there's going to be projects dotted all around the world. In fact, the goal by 2030 is to have plus 140 projects worldwide. And also the goal for 2030 is to be producing more than 1 billion litres of advanced bio oil every year. So watch this space, because once we get to 1 billion, 2 billion will only be around the corner. Corsair Group has also been accredited with the very, very prestigious ISCC Plus certificate, which is the International Sustainability and Carbon Certification. In fact, Corsair was the first company in Thailand to be ISCC certified. Okay, what does this mean for Corsair? Well, being ICC certified, these are no mean feat to get through these. You have to have systems in place. You have to have reporting systems in place. You have to be audited before they will actually issue an ISCC certificate. So for a young company, this is pretty good going. But what does it actually mean for Corsair? What it actually means that now all the big petrochemical companies, the big oil companies will want to buy the Corsair Advanced Bio Oil. Absolutely brilliant space. Corsair has also been in the media, or the Corsair and the CSR Plastic Credit have been in the media. In fact, it has been in some of the world's largest financial journals. And that's journals like Business Insider, Fox 40, Fox 43, Digital Journal, Boston Herald, Associated Press, Morning Star, Yahoo Finance. It's also been in the largest English language newspaper in Thailand, which of course is the Bangkok Post. Our CEO, Jussi Salaronta, who you saw on the video just before, he's also been interviewed on MBT2 HD and TNN 16. So it's really getting some traction. It's really beginning to get to know, be known worldwide. Okay, so, watch this space. Only more is to come. There's also a fantastic initiative that's happening in Thailand as we speak, where Corsair has actually teamed up with 7 of the top fishing associations. That's approximately 10,000 fishing boats and 100,000 fishermen. We call it the plastic catch. So what is happening? Before these boats, these fishermen were all going out in their boats. They were fishing every day anyway. And as they were dragging their nets up, they were pulling up, of course, as much plastic, if not more, than fish into their nets. What were they doing with the plastic? Over the other side of the boat, because it's no good to them. Now what happens? When they go out and drag their nets, the nets come up, the plastic waste goes one side, the fish goes the other side. When they come back into port, the fish get weighed, they get paid. The plastic gets weighed, they get paid also. They have a new stream of income. Fantastic for Corsair, fantastic for our oceans, great for the fishermen. And, you know, you can imagine some people might say, well, this is only in Thailand at the moment. But as you can imagine, if we roll initiatives out like this as we spread out through the world, you just imagine how much impact we can have on cleaning up our oceans, along with cleaning up our planet as well. So great news. Just want to introduce you to some, or just show you some of the partners who already partnered with Corsair. Not only do they want to be plastic neutral, but they want to help clean up our planet. And they collect plastics for Corsair. But there's some big groups in here, like Michelin, some big hotel groups. There's Ford, Mazda, Lexus, Nissan, Isuzu. Now, you might say, yeah, well, these are only in Thailand. Yes, I know, absolutely. But there's some European companies here as well. But as I said before, as we move into new markets, as we move into new parts of the world, don't you think these big brands will follow suit? Very much so. Just want to mention here, there's a company called Thai Union, which is one of the largest companies in Thailand. In fact, they have locations throughout the world. Now, they are an official partner of Corsair. They want to help Corsair clean up the planet and on the way to be plastic neutral as well. So absolutely fantastic initiative from Thai Union. But, you know, brilliant news that they have come on board with such a huge company. You will soon see Corsair on the stock market. It'll come under the guise of Corsair Capital. So welcome to the era of the stock market. It'll be on the Cypriot Stock Exchange. This will be the channel for private and institutional investors to become shareholders of the Corsair Group. Now people can be shareholders in individual projects. But as it goes to the stock exchange, that will become less. And people can actually buy shares in the Corsair Group through Corsair Capital. So watch this space. It is all happening. We'll let you know we'll let you know more as we go on. So right at the beginning, one of the first or second slides, we talked about the revolution of the CSR plastic credit. Now, before I can tell you how huge, how great the CSR plastic credit is and how it can help our planet, is we need to take a step back. We need to go back a few years. In fact, we need to go back to 1997. And we're going to talk about the carbon credits market. It was born with the Kyoto Protocol in 1997, and it had one main aim of setting a maximum ceiling to greenhouse gas emissions, i.e. CO2. Now, everybody, every industry, every company releases CO2. Every individual releases CO2 into the atmosphere. And through carbon credits, in practice, companies acquire the rights to pollute a certain quantity of CO2. Now, let me give you a good example here. Let's say Joe Bloggs and Company. They're allowed to, let's say, pollute maybe 5 carbon credits per year, just as an example here. So let's say they actually pollute 3. So they would have 2 carbon credits left over, which they can actually take those carbon credits and trade them on the open market to other companies. Likewise, if they did 8 instead of 5, they would need to acquire 3 carbon credits from the open market. See how this works? This may explain a little bit more. The carbon credit market today has a turnover of approximately 300 billion US dollars a year. Yeah, you heard me, it's huge. Now, I'll give you another example here. I'm not picking on Tesla in any way. I think they're a great company, but I just wanted to say, in 2021, Tesla earned 1.5 billion US dollars from the sale of carbon credits. They actually only did 720 million in car sales. Interesting, isn't it? Now, the new plastic credit market is the brother of the carbon credits, with which companies can offset their plastic waste pollution footprint. So we'll talk about how they can do that. But the market projections for this, they say that the plastic credit market in the next 4 to 5 years will be 10% of the carbon credit market. You saw before on the previous slide, the present day is the carbon credit market is $300 billion US. So that will make the plastic credit market the next 4 to 5 years at 10%, a turnover of $30 billion US per year minimum. Corsair Group International today is already a world leader in the plastic credits market, already there. So let's say Corsair could capture 10% of this market. We're talking about an annual turnover of, say, $3 billion US per year over the next 4 to 5 years. Beginning to realize how big this whole market is? It's huge. The plastic credit market is massive, massive, massive business. So a lot of people say, well, what can I do about it? You know, I see the problem, but what can I do? It's only me. How can I help? Now, thanks to Corsair Group, individuals, companies, and whole countries can offset their plastic pollution waste footprint. How, you might ask? Quite simply, by purchasing CSR plastic credits. Very simple. So what is a CSR? A CSR is a plastic credit. It's a digital receipt where every transaction is recorded publicly and transparently, very securely, and it's there for everyone to see and forevermore. Cannot be altered, cannot be fixed. So, which certifies the removal of plastic waste from our environment. Now, the World Wildlife Foundation define a plastic credit as a transferable unit representing a specific quantity of plastic collected from the environment, and it says possibly recycled. Now, that's the World Wildlife Foundation telling us this. Now, let me show you how the CSR plastic credit is definitely 100% recycled. The CSR plastic credit has a CSR distribution digital token formula. And it's a secret formula, and I'm going to reveal it to you here today. For each kilo of plastic waste recycled by Corsair Group, 10 CSR plastic credits are released onto the market. So that secret formula is 1 kilo equals 10 CSRs. See how it works? So no plastic waste recycled by Corsair, no plastic credits introduced onto the market. So how can you become plastic neutral? Quite simple, by eliminating the same amount of plastic waste used per year. Corsair Group recycle plastic waste worldwide through a certified supply chains. For every kilo of recycled plastic, Corsair releases into the market 10 CSR plastic credits. Great example here. Individuals, companies, and governments or whole countries buy CSR plastic credits to offset their plastic pollution footprint. Good example here. Pollute 1,000 kilos of plastic waste, you would need 10,000 CSRs to offset that. But if you truly wanted to be plastic neutral, you would need to retire. So, as we said, to become officially plastic neutral, you must retire your CSR plastic credits from the market through a very simple process. Only then the Corsair Group will release your plastic neutral certificate, as you see this one here on the left. What a way for your company, or even as an individual, that you can say to your friends or your customers, hey, look, we're plastic neutral. What are you doing about this? You know, we are being responsible. We're taking care of our plastic waste. We call it a label for a better world, and that's the CSR plastic neutral logo. which could be on your products, could be on your website, it could be anywhere. So what are the advantages for a company? The advantages are huge. Social capital. Corporate social responsibility is huge business within companies today. We're within an industry, full stop. Some companies have, well, a lot of companies these days have whole departments that's all they do is corporate social responsibility. But what does the social capital do? It communicates to your customers a commitment to fight against plastic pollution. And the next bit about it is fantastic. It's totally tax deductible. It's a sustainability service for the environment. The cost of this service can be deducted from your company expenses. It makes it a no-brainer. So how can you buy CSR plastic credits? Quite simply, from the Amplivo network. It's the packages waste removal service. And you can always buy it at a lower price from an Amplivo partner or from the Amplivo network than you can from the public market. Yes, the CSR plastic credit is already on the public market by using public exchanges. But of course, if you're going to buy them from the public exchanges, you have to purchase them at the market price, which will, you weigh up the more. You either pay more, you pay less. So what exchanges can you buy and sell your CSR plastic credits? At this present time, there is 4 exchanges. That's the token, xt.com, CoinSpit, and P2B, B2B. These are all major exchanges here. In fact, one of the exchanges on here actually turns over billions of US dollars per day. So, they're not small exchanges. But some people say, oh, yeah, but why aren't they on this exchange? And why aren't they on that exchange? Let me tell you, the CSR plastic credit will be on all major exchanges over the coming months and years to follow. The CSR plastic credit is also listed on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. So you can see, as a easy reckoner, you can go on to CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko as well. So it really is here. It's made the place, it's made the stage, it's moving forward. Just wanted to touch on some of the global brands already buying plastic credits. That's companies like Microsoft, Tetra Pak, Danone, Nestle, PepsiCo, Starbucks. There's also, I've left Unilever to last here because they are actually quite unique. Because on their website, they actually state on their website how much plastic they use per year. But they also state or have a mandate on their website that by a certain period of time, they plan to collect more plastic than they actually use per year. Fantastic initiative, as long as it's recycled responsibly. Today, the CSR plastic credit is a global leader. You can be part of the solution, not the pollution. Why not be a pioneer and be part of this multi-billion US dollar industry and become an Amplivo partner today? You can sign up for absolute free. All you need to do is get back to the person who invited you and ask them for their unique referral link. If you paste that referral link into a browser, you'll get a pop-up box like this one in the middle here. You create a username, which could be your own name, could be any name you wish, as long as it's not been used before. You put in your email address, you create a password for the account, you confirm that password, and then you just make sure that the person invited you's username is in that next box. You tick the terms and conditions, you hit the sign up button, and your journey has begun. Very, very, very simple. But if you want to become an Amplivo partner and earn commissions, you will need a business license. Okay? The business license is only 30 euros per year. Now, where in this world do you know that you can actually run a business or a home-based business for as little as 30 euros per year? You probably already have a mobile phone and you will already have maybe a laptop or a desktop computer. You're in business. 30 euros per year and you're there. But if you want to earn commissions, of course, you must put in some effort as well. Why not join our mission today? Help us clean up your planet from the plastic pollution. We are the world's leading company in this sector. Active partners in over 40 countries. And last but not least, it's an exclusive and powerful online business, and it could be just for you. Why not become an Amplivo partner today? Wanted to say thank you to everyone for being on the call tonight. So just remember, we do these calls every Tuesday and Thursdays, 6 p.m. UK, 7 p.m. CET, same link, same place. Okay. And don't forget also, every Sunday, we do the Amplivo weekly call, which I know we have a fantastic program for this Sunday. So I hope to see you all there on Sunday. Take care. Have a fantastic evening, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.